As someone who grew up playing arena shooters in the 90s and early 2000s, I'm always ready to try the next arena game that will hit me right in the nostalgia bone. Even with the accessibility of Steam, arena shooters are few and far between in today's market, with only a handful of communities maintaining a healthy player base. And despite a few naysaying larger YouTube channels declaring that the arena FPS is dead, you'll find passionate communities still alive and active today on Steam and elsewhere. Now, earlier this year in a previous video, which I will link in the video description below, I covered arena FPS communities on Steam that are still active in 2023. Today I want to revisit the arena FPS and shine some light on some games that are not on Steam but still have gamers playing them. This video aims to further correct the misconception that the arena FPS genre is dead, as declaring that is not only a lazy take by bigger channels that can't be bothered to do proper research, but it's also disrespectful to the passionate communities who keep the arena FPS not only alive, but thriving. Now, before we get started, it's important to note that all of the games that I will be speaking about today are all free. That's right, all of these projects that we're going to be discussing today are either free open source projects maintained and created by communities, or they are mod projects that are still developed currently by those passionate creators. Except Quake and Quake II, of course. And so, as I will repeat many times throughout this video to remind you, all of the downloadable links that you need to get started with these games will be provided for you in the video description below. So let's jump right in and show off these games. Now, before I hop into the communities not on Steam, I want to take a quick detour and alert you to the current biggest arena FPS game on Steam at the moment. This game is currently bigger than Quake Champions, and it was not included in my previous video because my other video was out before this game was released on August 10th, so I wanted to give it a shout out now. This game, of course, is Quake II Remastered, and here is its current 24-hour peak, beating out Quake Champions. This game also has crossplay with Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation, so there's a lot of people playing this game right now. You can always find servers. There are also multiple discords of people organizing games, events, creating mods, maps, and more, and I'll put links to those discords in the video description. Alright, now let's hop into the meat and potatoes of this video. Active arena FPS communities, not on Steam, still alive and well in 2023. The first one I'm going to mention is QuakeWorld, and I know what some of you might be thinking, that it's cheating to mention Quake because it's on Steam, but QuakeWorld is technically different. QuakeWorld is the multiplayer source port of Quake, and for years it has been accessed by dozens of different clients such as NetQuake, VKQuake, QuakeSpasm, EasyQuake, etc, etc. These clients access servers that are outside of Steam's Quake Remastered community, and therefore, in my opinion, constitute a different fork of the overall larger Quake community. Now, there is a server infrastructure mod called CRX that does allow for all the various Quake clients to meet on one server, Quake Remastered included. But I would say that the majority of servers out there in the Quake community are QuakeWorld servers and are accessed by these other clients, not the remastered community on Steam. And yeah, so while I'm kind of simplifying things for the sake of this video, needless to say, QuakeWorld is still going strong today, and if you hop in, you will 100% find an active community playing games. Xonotic is next up on my list, and a game that I personally play regularly. I actually even joined a clan for the first time since I was a kid, so shout out to the Seven Sins clan. Xonotic is a free open source game built on the Quake Dark Places engine, and while the development history of Xon is long and storied, I think I'll save that for another video down the road, so let's talk about the gameplay. Xon is unique unto itself, but it does remind me significantly of Quake III Arena. The game has all the classic modes such as Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Insta-Give, and more, but because it's open source and it's incredibly moddable, players from all over have been contributing to its development. There are several unique servers such as a classic Quake server and a vehicle warfare server, and while it also has the classic weapons like other arena games, it also has several that are unique unto itself. According to the stats being tracked at Xonotic.org, almost 400 players are active daily, and there are hundreds of active servers as well. While Xon has been in active development for well over a decade and the community has relied on word of mouth to attract players, attract them it has, as it may be the strongest non-Steam arena FPS community in existence today. Next up on my list is Goldeneye Source. That's right, the classic Nintendo 64 game Goldeneye 007 can be played for free on PC due to this fan-made multiplayer source port. It has been in active development for more than 10 years. Goldeneye Source runs off of Valve's Source engine and is a faithful recreation of the Nintendo 64 version, yet it claims to be its own unique mix of retro and modern style. Goldeneye Source has 25 maps, 10 game modes, and all 28 weapons from the original. Hop on over to geshl2.com and you will find a download link. I will also put a link to their 2,300 plus member Discord in the video description. Next up is a game that I've already featured on the channel, Quake Champions Doom Edition. Originally created by DB Thanatos and his team, QCDE is now maintained by the community and Genia, who I have an interview with also on the channel if you're interested. QCDE is a perfect blend of Doom 2 and Quake 3 Arena, bringing you a modern arena FPS experience with a classic style. The game features dozens of champions, each with their own unique abilities, weapons from Quake 3, Half-Life, and Unreal Tournament, as well as countless classic multiplayer maps, a full single-player campaign, and a co-op horde mode. Honestly, the game is as polished as any mod I've ever seen, and it is more feature complete than most AAA titles. Game sessions are organized on their Discord, and I have a full video showcasing the game on my channel. I will link that, the download site, and their Discord in the video description. Now, admittedly, I don't know much about the next game on my list, but it still seems to have a healthy following, albeit small but passionate. Quake II Sauerbraten is a standalone arena FPS game built off its own proprietary engine called Cube. Cube was the first game to run on the engine, followed by Quake II Sauerbraten. There is also a Quake II fork called Red Eclipse on Steam, but we're not talking about that one today. Sauerbraten is unique in that it's both an engine and a game, and this allows for some great customization options as well as a map editor that can be accessed in the game. Because of this, the game has more maps than any game I've ever seen, and people still map for this game today. With a little Google searching, you can find both mapping communities and competitive communities for this game, proving that this community is very much alive and well. And I will link some of these sites and more information in the video description. The final mention is Unreal Tournament 1999. And while I don't feel the game needs any introduction at this point, I do want to highlight the community dedicating to keeping UT99 alive and well. That's right, this all-time classic still has people playing it and servers running the game. EatSleepUT.com tracks stats and active servers, so if you're still down to play some Unreal Tournament 99, head over there and find yourself an active game. You guys remember this low-gravity skyscraper map? Man, it was my favorite. Now, before I end this video, I want to mention two quick honorable mentions that don't quite fit the traditional arena FPS mold, but are still fun shooters that spawned out of an arena format and have die-hard communities behind them. The first honorable mention is FortressOne, a community dedicated to keeping the dream of the original Quake Team Fortress alive. Many people don't know that the original Team Fortress was a Quake mod from 1996, and now the FortressOne community has made an open source fork of the original. This game sports the original class-based shooting mechanics. The game has refined graphics, new mechanics, and evolved gameplay. The community has social channels, a competitive scene, and a Discord, and I will provide links below. And my second and final shout out is to another branching Team Fortress community, Open Fortress, who has created a free open source mod of Team Fortress 2. The community developed project has introduced new game modes, characters, weapons, of course hats, maps, and more to the world of Team Fortress 2 with over 100 community members contributing to the project. Considering they've added deathmatch and other classic arena modes, the game contains more roots in the traditional arena FPS than just the original TF2. And the community is quite active with the latest update to the game just launching last July. As with everything, links will be provided below. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. While I understand the arena FPS genre is dwindling, I think it's unfair to the passionate gamers who keep them going to call them dead. I hope this video helped you see that there are a good amount of free games out there to try, and if you decide to play one of these games, or if you play one currently, let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, I'm SaltyOctopus, and I will see you next time.